Hi guys, Scott Woodward with you to talk about the big Friday night game between the Parramatta Eels and the Brisbane Broncos. And before we start, I'd just like to talk about some of the stats at Parramatta Stadium. They're pretty impressive as far as the Broncos are concerned. From the last 19 games these two teams have played, the Broncos have actually won 14 of the games at Parramatta Stadium. So you can see that they don't mind travelling. Admittedly, most of those games, the Broncos had Darren Lockyer playing for them and as the captain, and they are clearly without him this game and this season and forever, in fact. But having said that, the Parramatta Eels are also without their best player and fullback, Jarryd Hayne, and there's a much bigger gap between Jarryd Hayne and the next best player than what there was with Darren Lockyer and the Brisbane teammates. The Brisbane team is chock-a-block full of exciting young players and got a couple of hardheads in there as well. It's a beautifully balanced team, and I just think they'll be far, far too good in this game and represent one of the safest bets of the weekend, and I still think that they're very good odds. A month ago, they were odds against because of the injuries that Parramatta have had, plus Jarryd Hayne being out. They have come in now. The bookies have them at $1.60. I still think that's excellent value. I think they should be $1.50 or even under now, so I wouldn't have any concerns about taking $1.60, $1.59, $1.58. I still think that's good value. Let's talk a little bit about the teams. Look, the Eels' backline, a monumental problem for me. 1 to 7, I think, are all poor defenders. We're talking about Luke Burt, Ken Seo, Essie Tonga, Ryan Morgan, Chase Blair, Ben Robertson, Chris Sandow. None of those guys are noted for the defence, particularly the 6 and 7, Ben Roberts and Chris Sandow. Chase Blair showed a lot of promise when he was at the Roosters in the Toyota Cup. He never sort of went to the next level that they were expecting him to go to, and he has a lot of trouble in being his man. I think he'll struggle there on the wing. Ryan Morgan, we saw plenty of him last year. He didn't excite me. Essie Tonga can certainly run, can certainly beat a man as an exciting player in attack, but struggles in defence big time, and I think he'll be having massive problems there in the centres, marking a world-class centre partner at the Broncos. Ken Seo, big question mark if he's up to this class, and Luke Burt is a wonderful club player, but he's no Jarryd Hayne, and it's a big drop down to have him playing there. We go to the forward pack. Tim Manor can't be 100%. He's coming back from an injury. He's one of their starting props, along with Mitchell Allgood. I'm still waiting to see Mitchell Allgood actually pass a ball. Matt Keating is the hooker. He'll be fine. I think he had quite a good year last year, one of their most consistent players. The two back rowers, Lasalo, I think he's just a handy player, and of course Nathan Hindmarsh, the workaholic Nathan Hindmarsh. He will certainly make 1,000,000 tackles, and he'll demand the ball, take it up, and he will die with the ball when they are in good positions. He's far too much of a hog as far as I'm concerned, and if he wants to play that style, I think he should be playing up front as a front rower and let some running back rowers take the role that he chooses to be. You can't be a workaholic defender and then demanding the ball when you're attacking the line and break the play down by dying with the ball and having a slow play the ball. Just doesn't work, Nathan. Justin Horo will lock the scrum in place of Rennie Matua, and I think he goes well, Justin Horo, and I think he'll be fine there. But Rennie Matua is their best forward as far as I'm concerned. I'm surprised to see him selected on the bench. He wasn't expected to play, and there must be some doubts about whether or not he will come on and play. Fui Moi Moi also, he's their best front rower. He's also in doubt and cannot be 100%. Casey Maguire, he'll come on and play hooker, I would imagine. He's a terrific young player, certainly won't win the game for you, but he's a good player and he'll do plenty of things right. Justin Core is the other prop that will come on and play. I have been disappointed with him since he's left St George and gone to Parramatta. So, look, I haven't got a lot to like about the Parramatta side, I have to say. I think they'll struggle to make the 8, and I think they'll struggle big time in this game against a very classy Broncos outfit that starts off with Josh Hoffman, who would have been the fullback for New Zealand had he not been injured last year. Jared Beale plays on the wing. He would be the fullback for most NRL first-grade teams. Jack Reed had a wonderful stint in England, playing for England in the Four Nations, and he just keeps getting better and better. Great in defence and a handful in attack. His other centre partner, Justin Hodges, has finally had a good off-season, and look out Parramatta if Justin Hodges is anywhere near his best. anywhere near his best. He's in the top 5 players in the world, and I certainly rate him on a par with Greg Inglis when he's at his very, very best. There's no doubt about that. As far as the rest of the back line, Yi is the other winger. He's an international, obviously, plays for Australia. So you can see that is a very, very slick back line for the Broncos. We look at their forward pack. Well, let's go to the 6 and 7. Obviously, Corey Norman has come in to replace the champion, Darren Lockyer, and I think he'll be fine. All he really needs to do is to plug a hole, and if he does anything better than that, it'll be a bonus as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking for their halfback, Peter Wallace, to step up and take control and be the go-to man. He has a good kicking game, not a wonderful kicking game. It's not as long as Lockyer's, but he has a good kicking game, and I think with Lockyer not there, he certainly was in his shadow. I'm looking for him to hold his hand up and say, I'm the new main man, I'll take over. And providing he can give them good field position at the end of the tackle count, that's all he really needs to do, because they have strike all over the park. He's not noted for making breaks. He doesn't really have to in this game. He just needs to get the ball away to his brilliant backline, and the Broncos will be winning this game. So that's all Peter Wallace has to do. The props, we have the experienced Ben Hannett as one of the props, and the champion back rower Sam Thaiday moves up into the front row because of Sivan Asiva being out, and I think that's a good move. He plays like a front rower, and he demands authority. He has all the skills, Sam Thaiday, and I like him in that position. I've got no problem with him being there. Andrew McCulloch, I've been disappointed with. I think he telegraphs his passes, but he's okay. He's got a good work rate, and he won't do too much wrong there. The 2 back rowers, Alex Glenn, and now with Thaiday moving up, Ben Teo goes as the other running back rower. And so those 2 guys, Alex Glenn and Ben Teo, will be very, very dangerous on the fringes. And, of course, Corey Parker, who is probably the 2nd or 3rd best lock forward in the world, does everything, high work rate, a lot of tackles, can get the ball away for second phase play, and is a very good talker and a goal kicker. He's just the complete player. What a valuable guy he is to have in your team. The interchange bench for the Broncos is outstanding. They have Josh Maguire, who I think can be one of the best props in the world, and Matt Gillette, who certainly I think will play State of Origin this year. They've got those 2 guys coming fresh off the bench. Look out, Eels, when both those guys hit the paddock. The reliable prop, Scott Anderson, tough guy. He'll be one of the guys on the bench. And Ben Hannett, I would think, would come on and play a little bit of hooker. Will be the other guy. May even come and play a little bit of 6, but I think he'll be playing 9. It doesn't matter how I look at it. I can only see a decisive Bronco win here. They look to be on the up and up, despite the fact that they've lost their champion and captain Darren Lockyer. The Broncos look to have a wonderful future. They've got a lot of kids who you would think just have to go to that next level, where the Eels have got trouble all over the park. A back line that are poor defenders, and they don't look to have a lot of authority in the forwards as far as I'm concerned. They'll place a lot of reliability on Ben Roberts and Chris Sandow. I think Ben Roberts is a borderline first grader, and Chris Sandow has been the worst defender in the NRL in the last 3 years. He's not a talker. He's not hasn't got a good passing game, and he tends to kick early when he doesn't have to kick early. It generally ends up down the throat of the fullback, and so he's very much an individualist, as Ben Roberts is very much an individualist. And for the Eels to win this game, it's going to have to be something brilliant individually from Ben Roberts or Chris Sandow. But I think the Broncos will be aware of that, and I think that will be addressed. And I can only see a decisive Bronco win here. I think they'll be winning by more than 2 converted tries, but certainly more than a converted try is the line that I think will be, and I think it can even be extended if they get away to a good start. So for me, it's a big, long season for the Parramatta Eels, but I think the Broncos will get off to a good start. Good luck, and look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers. Oh. Okay. So we didn't get it again, eh?